Hello, I'm Sarah. I'll be demonstrating my internship project at OIB-SIP. So the project that was given to me was email spam detection with machine learning. The first step is to download the spam dataset from Kaggle. So this dataset was given to me. So this is the spam collection dataset from Kaggle. So after downloading this, there are 4 steps to do before we train the model. So the first step is that we use Pandas to load and clean the dataset. So here .read CSV will read the dataset that is in .csv, and encoding is equal to Latin 1. So why not UTF-8? Because we use Latin 1 because the spam dataset we use might contain some special characters which are not actually handled well by the default UTF-8. So what happens if you use UTF-8 is it will raise a unidecode error. So that is why we use Latin 1. So for viewing the shape of the dataset, that is for viewing how many rows and how many columns we have in a dataset, we use data.shape, and to view the first 5 rows of the dataset, we use data.head. So here in the output terminal, we can see the original shape is 5572, 5, which is 5572 rows and 5 columns. So this is for data.shape. So for data.head, this is the output. So V1, V2, V3, V4 are columns and these are rows. So now the next step is to select the appropriate columns and eliminate all the other duplicates and null values. So first we select V1 and V2. So as we can see, unnamed 2, unnamed 3, unnamed 4 all does not have any value in it. So we are going to drop the duplicates. So for this we use data.drop duplicates, and for null values, to drop null values, we use data.drop now. Now why in place is equal to true? It is because it updates the original data to the data frame directly. So what happens if we don't have this in place is equal to true is it will create a new data frame and it will assign the data to it. Now what is a data frame? It is a 2D data structure that is provided by the Pandas library in Python. So now we can see the changes in the original shape and the clean shape. So first we had 5572 rows and 5 columns. Now we have 5169 rows and 2 columns. Now for convenience, we are going to rename the columns. So we use data.rename columns, V1 as category and V2 as message. And now we can see that in this V1 column, we have values as ham spam. So we are going to replace it as not spam and spam. Now what does this label distribution do? That is data of category dot value counts to is it will tell how many values we have in spam and how many values we have in not spam. So here we can see 653 and not spam is 4516. Now the next step is to prepare the data. So here mess is equal to data of message will be the input data and cat is equal to data of category will be the output data. So now we are going to train, test and split. So now we are extracting this from Scikit-learn. So here we can see from sklearn.model selection import train test split. So what it does is it will split the data set into training data and testing data. So the training data will be 80% and the testing data will be 20%. That is why we have given test size is equal to 0. Okay, then here we cannot feed the model plain text. So we have to convert the plain text into numbers. Okay, so we use count vectorizer. So what this count vectorizer does is it will transform the plain text into numerical data so that we can feed it into our model. Now here we can see features train is equal to cv.fit train of the input data, and feature test is equal to cv.transform of mesh test. Now what is fit transform and transform? So transform applies the learned pattern to new data. Fit transform will fit the data, like it learns the pattern and it will transform it the right way. So we can have a question, why don't we use fit transform on test data? So we only fit on training data, then use that learned vocabulary to transform the text data. This means this makes sure we don't leak information from test data during training. So here the model we've used is multinomial NB. So this is an algorithm. It is a machine learning algorithm that is used for text classification, especially it is good for spam detection. So it is a part of naive Bayes family, and it is called multinomial Bayes because it works with word counts. So how it works? So let's say we have two training messages, spam and not spam. It counts the words in spam and not spam messages, calculates the probability of each word appearing in spam versus not spam, and for a new message it multiplies the probabilities of the words and gives if it is spam. So this is how the multinomial NB algorithm works. Now we can print the score, that is the accuracy of the model. So as we can see, the accuracy of the model is 0.98. Now what does this function do? This function will predict the data, that is def predict of message. It takes a new message, converts it into vectorizer, and it uses the model to predict if it is spam or not spam. Okay, so now to deploy the model, we are using Streamlit, that is to show what we have done in an UI. We use Streamlit. So st.header means this will be the header, email spam detector, and the output will be, this is a secret code to unlock the money. So for example, let's say this is a test data. So if we give this, it should predict whether this is a spam message or this is a not spam message. So let us see the working. So this is how it looks. So let's say I enter a message. Let's say I enter this into the input. So it shows this is a spam message. So this is a not spam message. So this is how email spam detector works. Thank you.